Hello children, come back to the next session, the continuation of the lesson lithosphere, and today we are going to learn about the underground water. Underground water is the subsoil water found on account of percolation, that means filter or seepage of water into the ground. The underground water which seeps into the ground passes through various layers of rocks. The rocks which allow the water to percolate is called pervious or porous rocks, and the rocks which do not allow the water inside are called impervious or non-porous rocks. The porous rock beds which hold large amount of underground water are called aquifers. The pervious rocks allow and hold water and form springs. What do you mean by pervious? Pervious means allowing water to pass through. And a spring is a place where the underground water comes out naturally. The groundwater is the water present beneath the earth's surface in soil or spaces and the fractures of rock formations. A unit of rock or an unconsolidated deposit is called an aquifer when it can yield a usable quantity of water. An artesian aquifer is confined aquifer containing groundwater under positive pressure. An artesian aquifer has trapped water surrounded by layers of impermeable rock or clay which apply positive pressure to the water contained within the aquifer. Now we can learn about the types of spring. There are 5 types of spring. The first one is perennial spring, second one is intermittent springs, third one is hot springs, fourth one is geyser, the fifth one artesian wells. The first one, perennial spring, it is a spring through which water comes out continuously. The second one, the intermittent springs, are springs through which water comes out intermittently, that means not continuous, and they are also called periodic spring. And the third one, hot springs. Whenever warm or hot water comes out naturally, it is called hot spring or thermal spring. Usually they are found near the volcanic regions. And the fourth one is geyser. Geysers throw a jet of hot water and steam into the air at regular or irregular intervals. Example, Old Faithful in Yellowstone National Park of USA. The last one is artesian wells. When underground water is stored in a basin-shaped layer between two non-porous rocks, the water cannot come out naturally. If an artificial hole is made to the porous rock, the water comes out like a fountain. These are called artesian wells, and these wells are common in Australia. Underground water performs the work of erosion, transportation and deposition. The work of underground water is predominant in limestone region. The important landforms associated with the underground water are lapis, sinkholes, limestone caves, stalactites, stalagmites, calcite pillar, etc. What is known as castopography? The relief features formed by underground water in limestone region is called castopography. Next we are learning about wind. The denudation of wind is common in the arid or desert regions. When the winds are high velocity blow over desert areas, they erode transport and deposit materials to produce different landforms. What do you mean by erode? Erode means wind or water. The important landforms associated with the erosional work of the wind are rock pedestals, mushroom rock, Inselberg. And the depositional landforms are sand dunes, longitudinal sand dunes, burchens, and loess deposits. The next one is burchens. Burchens are semicircular or crescent-shaped sand deposit most common in the deserts. What do you mean by crescent? Crescent means narrow point. Loess is the sand particles found beyond the borders of deserts. That is yellow soil in China. We can see yellow soil in China. Aeolian cycle is work of wind. The work of wind is called as Aeolian cycle. Already we have learned about fluvial cycle, glacial cycle, and this is Aeolian cycle, which is a work of wind. The next one we are going to learn about sea waves. Like all other agents, sea waves are also an important exogenic agent of denudation. Sea waves are the regular undulation of water on the sea or ocean. The work of sea waves is significant along the seashore or coast. The important landforms associated with the sea waves are cliff, sea cave, sea stack, sea arc, headland, sandbars, beaches, lagoons, etc. Children, have you understood this session? And as a whole, through lithosphere lesson, we have gone through the learning of the meaning of lithosphere and its importance. We have gone through Earth's interior and composition, the crust, the mantle, the core, and also we have gone through learning of rocks and its types. The two important types are igneous rocks and also sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rocks. And also we have learned about the forces of the Earth's crust. There are two types, internal force and external force. In the internal force we have gone through volcanoes and its types and volcanic materials, and again the distribution of volcanoes we have learned, as well as we have gone through earthquakes, the causes of earthquakes and earthquake waves, and also we have learned about tsunami, and again the distribution of earthquake also we have learned. And the external forces are weathering and its types, and the chemical weathering and its types, denudation, agents of denudation, river, course of river, and the three stages of river course associated landforms, the upper course, the middle course, and the lower course. And also we have gone through learning glacier and the types of glacier, and also we have learned about underground water, the types of spring, wind, and sea waves. And especially we have learned fluvial cycle, glacial cycle, and Aeolian cycle. By this we are ending this lesson, and go through reading. Repeated reading will help you to understand the lesson properly and learn the lesson and its exercises. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.